Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm also going to talk about something that's going on around Bitcoin that can also happen with XRP in the future once the price of XRP gets very high. So the World Bank feels the necessity to update their plumbing. And of course they're going to do an upgrade because all these banks are pushing into the digital age. And don't forget, the World Bank looks at XRP and XLM as stablecoins to be utilized inside the new system. So these banks are going to go through a major transition over the coming months. India leans toward Bitcoin ban, highlights benefits of CBDCs. So first we had the ECB saying they're going to tax the hell out of Bitcoin. Same thing with Italy. Then the US Fed also said that they should tax Bitcoin. And they also don't see any value in Bitcoin either. And when you look at this, I said it multiple times, once CBDC comes, they are going to get rid of the competition. They see Bitcoin as competition. Same thing with Ethereum. But you know, when you're holding a cryptocurrency like XRP, it's not competition to the US dollar. It's not competition to a CBDC. It actually makes the US dollar better. Think about it. Right now, you could move US dollars from the United States to any country in the world in a matter of seconds. If anything, that strengthens the US dollar. That's what's great about XRP. So Executive Order 6102 didn't confiscate gold in the same way. No one was forced to get the mRNA shot. A government doesn't need to physically confiscate your Bitcoin. It can just lock custodial Bitcoin into approved custodians forever, aka institutional Bitcoin. Then it can drive the price of that Bitcoin lower by decreasing its utility. While a government that isn't on a Bitcoin standard technically shouldn't have incentive to confiscate Bitcoin because it can freely print money, it actually does still have an incentive to degrade and attack Bitcoin. The reason is because a harder and more superior money makes whatever they print less valuable, which means they need to print more and at a faster rate. Plan accordingly. Expect 6102. And that's why I always said, people keep saying, well, Bitcoin is better than the US dollar. Bitcoin is going to replace the US dollar. Whenever people say that, other people pay attention to that. So they would definitely want to get rid of Bitcoin, especially once a CBDC comes. But I don't see them using this when it comes to XRP, because XRP makes whatever they come up with, whether it be the new US Treasury dollar, a new US digital dollar, even the current dollar, XRP makes it better. But what is Executive Order 6102? I want to show you one example where they actually use this. There was a need to amend Executive Order 6102 as the one prosecutor under the order was ruled invalid by federal judge John Woolsey on the grounds that the order was signed by the president instead of the Secretary of the Treasury as required. A New York attorney named Frederick Barber Campbell had a deposit at Chase National Bank of over 5,000 troy ounces of gold. When Campbell attempted to withdraw the gold, Chase refused and Campbell sued Chase. A federal prosecutor indicted Campbell the following day, September 27, 1933, for failing to surrender his gold. Ultimately, The prosecution of Campbell failed, but the authority of the federal government to seize gold was upheld, and Campbell's gold was confiscated. This is also why I tell you to get your crypto off the exchanges, because I think at some point the exchanges are going to tell the US government how much crypto you are holding there. It's the same reason whenever you sell XRP at one price to buy back in at a lower price, Uphold reports that to the US government. Coinbase reports that to the US government. They know how much crypto you are storing on the exchanges. And you don't want to end up in a situation like this, because at some point in the future, they might make it where, okay, only institutional investors are able to transact in crypto. Maybe only institutional investors are able to be custodying certain type cryptocurrencies. Maybe it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. We're not at this point yet because they didn't use this executive order yet. However, I still think they will at some point in the future. Not your keys, not your crypto. Get it off the exchanges. I don't think they would ever use this against XRP holders, but I think they definitely will use this against Bitcoin holders once a CBDC comes. Now, this goes in line with any crypto. So Roger Ver paid his taxes on Bitcoin when he left the United States, doing everything he could under an unclear set of rules at the time. Now, years later, the government is going after him retroactively. They violated his attorney-client privilege, weaponized chain analysis to track his financial transactions, and still haven't told him what he supposedly owes, let alone give him the chance to resolve it. This isn't just about Roger. This is about the government's ability to retroactively target anyone who deals with cryptocurrency. And they're ramping up. 87,000 new armed IRS agents are being hired, with cryptocurrency enforcement as the top priority. That means your financial transactions, especially if you're in crypto, are being watched and could be used against you, even if the rules weren't clear when you acted. Roger's case showed that the government is willing to blur the lines, violate constitutional protections like attorney-client privilege, and impose criminal charges without transparency. Today, it's Roger. Tomorrow, it could be you. Like I said, they are tracking all of your crypto transactions. Everybody thinks like crypto, when you're transacting, nobody knows that's even happening. And people still think crypto is the wild, wild west. But they know every transaction that is happening through those exchanges. I ran into someone recently, like 4 months ago. They said, hey, look, I got the Uphold card. I shop with it now. I take my entire paycheck and I push it over to Uphold. And then I shop with the Uphold card. And I'm trying to explain to them, no matter what you are transacting in, Uphold is keeping record of those transactions. Same thing with Coinbase and any other exchange that does KYC and AML. And eventually you will get a letter from the IRS. Gensler has repeatedly defended his agency's controversial approach to crypto regulation. So Gary said this: all too many people have been hurt. All too many people have lost money and lined up in bankruptcy courts to deal with their claims. But what about Gary turning his head with FTX? And then what happened? FTX crashed down and took a lot of people's money with it. Their money has been trapped in FTX for years. And it all starts with Gary Gensler. This guy is such a hypocrite when it comes to people getting hurt inside of crypto. This comes from Jim Rickards. Treasury figures for fiscal year 2024 just released. Interest, debt, $882 billion. National defense, $874 billion. That's all, folks. You can't borrow your way out of a debt crisis. You can't fund defense with deficits when interest payments cost more than defense. It's a doom loop. And that's why I keep telling you, I think next year we are going to have a major crash. And I think a lot of crypto holders are going to get very rich when it happens. Breaking: U.S. to lend $20 billion to Ukraine and $50 billion total loan package. Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary. You know this money is never getting paid back. And you know, Ukraine is another place where I think a lot of money is getting laundered through and coming back to some politicians in Washington. According to the FDIC, the central loan delinquencies are flying and are concentrated in commercial real estate and consumer loans. This is exactly what happened in 2007, right before everything collapsed in 2008. It's only a matter of time. Everybody is telling you, the charts are telling you, this crash is coming. Like I said, the DXY fell in 2008, meaning that crypto at this same time is going to be skyrocketing like never before. This is not Apple, Tesla, or even Nvidia. This is interest payments on the U.S. national debt of $36 trillion. We now pay nearly $1.2 trillion per year in interest on debt. About 23% of all taxes, tariffs, and fees collected by the U.S. government goes to paying interest on the debt. And they keep racking more and more debt at the same time. This is not sustainable. The U.S. dollar is going to crash out, and they are banking on it. The reason that they don't care is because they know a reset is coming. And we are going to push over to the new digital financial system. The co-founder of the world's largest asset manager has said the outcome of the looming U.S. election between Harris and Trump really doesn't matter for financial markets. What did I tell you in a video like a week or two ago? I said the real winner of the 2024 election is going to be BlackRock. They're going to win either way, no matter who wins as the president of the United States. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon privately supports Harris and would consider a role in her administration. This makes sense to me. And even Ripple, putting all that money, Chris Larson backing Harris with all that money makes sense. I think Ripple actually played it smart because you got Brad supporting Trump. You got Larson supporting Harris. And all they want is a clear path forward for crypto. And I think we are going to get that clear path no matter what. And Trump is not going to hold off the crash that's coming next year. Even if he does become the president, that crash is still going to happen. We spent way too much money. People are in debt. The middle class is getting wiped out. The housing market is most likely, that bubble's going to pop. And housing next year is going to be so much cheaper than it is right now. But it's going to go even beyond that. We're going to have bank collapses happening. And FDIC is not going to be able to bail out all these banks. And a lot of people are going to end up losing a lot of money, which is going to give them a reason to push us into the digital financial system. I think they already have it ready to go. They're just waiting for the crisis so they can roll it out. And a lot of people in the comments section, I took notice, said it's not going to happen over a couple of days. They're going to wait until everyone is suffering. Then they're going to have no choice but to accept the new digital money. And that might be what they have planned as well. But I've been keeping an eye on this. And I go back to the DXY every single time. because you could look through the DXY chart and see whenever a crisis happened in the past, the DXY always plummeted. And when the DXY plummets, crypto skyrockets. Now you take the DXY with the stock market crash happening at the same time and all the smart money flowing out of the stock market into crypto at the same time, we can have a blow off top in crypto like we have never ever seen before. People are saying we're following 2018 with XRP and we're going to 3 digits. If everything was to play out the way I think it's going to, I think 3 digits are definitely achievable for XRP. Most likely, we would be around $200 to $300 because the money that would pour into this space, the market cap of crypto, Brad was calling for $5 trillion. Most likely, we would see somewhere around $20 or $25 trillion in crypto if the stock market started to really crash out. Because all the money would pour out of there into crypto if crypto is rising with the fall of the DXY. What I'm telling you is this: it would set up for a perfect storm for crypto holders. But again, we're not quite there yet. So until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.